Hi Taurus, welcome to your love reading for November 2019. Let's go ahead and see what is coming up for you. This is a love reading for the sign of Taurus for November. The first card you have, Taurus, is the Eight of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Taurus for November. The Tower. Love reading for the sign of Taurus for November. The Ace of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Taurus for November. The Ace of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Taurus for November. Justice. Love reading for the sign of Taurus for November. The High Priestess. Love reading for the sign of Taurus for November. You have the shadow side, which is actually the Devil. Love reading for the sign of Taurus for November. The Seven of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Taurus for November. And the Two of Cups. Okay, what's the most important thing that Taurus needs to hear about their love life for November 2019? The message that you have, Taurus, is the Seven of Pentacles. So with the Seven of Pentacles, someone is doing a lot of thinking and trying to be very careful about what they're going to do next. This card does represent choices, decisions. This card is telling you that you have other options. So let's go ahead and come back to this card and see how it ties in with the rest of the reading. Let's start at the top. Please remember that this is a general reading. If you'd like a private reading with me, just scroll down and you'll see a link to my website, channeledguidance.com. Okay, so let's see what you have going on here, Taurus. You have the Eight of Pentacles, the Tower, and the Ace of Swords. So I feel because you're starting with the Eight of Pentacles, that the sign of Taurus has been kind of putting in a lot of time and effort when it comes to their love life. Maybe you've been trying to make a marriage work. You've been giving it your all. I do feel like you're seeing some type of big change or big transformation because you have the Tower here. There is some type of like big kind of radical change around a relationship or a marriage that you've invested a lot of time and effort in with the Eight of Pentacles. But I mean, you do have the Ace of Swords on this side. So I feel like in order for things to change, in order for you to see there's a big transformation, there does have to be kind of a change of perspective. So maybe you need to kind of change the way that you're looking at a marriage or the way that you're looking at a relationship. It can also be that somebody kind of has a moment of truth, kind of an epiphany of like, you know, I still love this person, or I want to stay married to you, or I still want to stay connected to you, be in a relationship with you. There can be a change of mind here with the Tower and the Ace of Swords. Now, this middle row here, you've got the Ace of Wands, Justice, and the High Priestess. So you've got, you know, kind of a new beginning here for the sign of Taurus. This can be a new relationship for those of you who are single. This can also be maybe kind of rekindling a spark in a relationship, maybe with an ex or the person that you're with. The Ace of Wands is just a new life, a new beginning. I do see an apology here. Keep in mind that Justice can also represent the sign of Libra. And I just did the sign of Libra. Ironically, they also had the Justice card. So if your ex or your partner, the person you're interested in, is a Libra, you may want to watch that. So Justice does represent an apology. Perhaps someone did you wrong here with the Justice card. Something is not fair to the sign of Libra. There is a new beginning around this, but we also have the High Priestess, which means that everyone has to trust their intuition. Everyone has to follow their inner guidance as far as what they're going to do. But I do see, you know, perhaps an apology here for the sign of Taurus. Maybe there is a change of perspective, a change of mind with the Ace of Swords. Now down here, I'll hold them up for you so that you can see them. You've got the Devil, which here in this deck it's called the shadow side. So the Devil can represent the sign of Capricorn, but it also represents, to me, this is kind of a negative relationship, a toxic relationship, a lot of negativity, negative behavior patterns, you know, and still you've got the Two of Cups here. Some of you may feel like, you know, this is your soulmate. This is, you know, I still feel that emotional connection, that bond with this person. And I feel like there's, you know, there's some strong confusion here. You've got the Seven of Cups. I feel like there's a lot of confusion. This is someone who's very, not just confused, but lost, overwhelmed, completely like lost and overwhelmed over a, you know, kind of a soulmate relationship that has a lot of toxic energy around it. A lot of, maybe it was a very negative relationship. And I feel like, you know, there could be an apology here with the Justice card, but you do have to ask yourself, I mean, here you go. Like, you know, you also had, oh, here it is. It's not this card, it's this one. you have other options. So for some of you, or maybe you're trying to reconnect with, you know, an ex, or maybe it was a really toxic relationship, know that you have other options here with the Seven of Pentacles. Because I feel like there is a soulmate connection here with the Two of Cups. You still feel that connection, but there's confusion. There's other choices for you because you do have the Devil here. For some of you, you're dealing with a very kind of negative energy, toxic relationship, when really there's a new beginning for you here. Okay, so let's get a few more. Let's see what other messages come up for you. What other messages are there for the sign of Taurus for November? You've got the Sun. What other messages are there for the sign of Taurus for November? The Hangman. And the Five of Swords. I mean, yeah, this is exactly what I was telling you. The Sun represents happiness, positive energy, love, marriage. I mean, this is the most positive card in the entire deck of 78 cards. Yet Taurus is in limbo. You've got the Hangman. You're not going anywhere. You're not seeing this love. You're not seeing this positive energy. You're stuck. Maybe you have the Five of Swords here because you're making a really bad decision. So that bad decision, I mean, it's a general reading. So like I said, keep in mind this is a general reading. For some of you, it could be that maybe accepting an apology with the Justice card, because it does represent an apology. You've been wronged. Maybe trying to kind of turn back the clock. Again, this also came up in the sign of Libra. Would be a very unwise decision with the Five of Swords. This would be self-sabotage. The Five of Swords, to me, this is kind of negative energy. I always say, to me, it's kind of the same energy as the Devil, and you have both of them, the sign of Taurus. I feel like you need to be careful around perhaps reconnecting with an ex, because there could be a change of perspective here. But the fact that you have the Devil and the Tower in the same spread, there's something about that I don't like. I feel like, especially with this energy, you're being told to look very carefully at what you're going to do next, because you do have other options. Okay, let's get a few cards from the confirmation deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Taurus for November? You've got the Queen of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. What other messages are there for the sign of Taurus for November? And the Two of Swords. What's the most important thing that Taurus needs to hear about their love life for the month of November? Yeah, I mean, the Five of Pentacles. This is a card of suffering. So I feel like the sign of Taurus, you're feeling abandoned. This is a card of suffering, feeling lonely, isolated. You feel like someone has emotionally just kind of slammed the door in your face, shut you out of their life. And again, the main energy from the other deck, you have other options here. So don't keep dwelling on, kind of on the same energy. We've got a fire sign here. We've got the Queen of Wands, which would be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. It can represent an ex. It can represent your partner, even you if you have a moon or rising, and a fire sign. Now we've got, some movement here. I feel like there's kind of little progress. I mean, the Knight of Pentacles represents things moving very slowly because someone refuses to take action. You've got the Two of Swords. Someone is refusing to make a decision. And it could be you, because I see a decision here. This card is all about decisions, choices, looking at, all of your options. So it's like, you're in a place of limbo here, because maybe you're refusing to make a decision. It can be, it's a general reading, so I'm trying to kind of go over kind of the main energies of each card. It could be that maybe you're refusing to forgive someone with the Justice card here. Someone is stuck. Maybe you don't know if you want to accept somebody's apology. I feel like the sign of Taurus is very confused. You've got the Seven of Cups. Highly confusing energy. Very emotional. Again, there's a lot of work to do here. That was actually the very first card I pulled for you. There's a lot of work to do. Maybe to have this radical change in your love life. There's a need to look at things from a different perspective. You actually have a lot of love waiting for you. A lot of positive energy. But for some reason, I see the sign of Taurus in limbo. You're stuck. You're not moving forward. And that message is being echoed over here by the Knight of Pentacles. There's very slow progress in you being happy because for some reason I see you being stuck here. You're in limbo. And this could be because of a decision that you're making. Like, a very, very unwise decision. And that same decision is popping up here. Like you're refusing to make a decision. Maybe you're refusing to move on. Maybe you're refusing to hear someone out. Maybe you're refusing to accept someone's apology. Or you're refusing to apologize. I feel like there's just kind of choices for the sign of Taurus. There's choices. There's a lot of confusion. But I also feel like you could be highly confused here because of a very kind of negative and destructive soulmate relationship. The Devil with the Two of Cups. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the X spread. Okay, Taurus, let's go ahead and see what is going on between you and your ex for the month of November. Taurus and their ex for November 2019. You have the Page of Cups, Taurus and their ex for November. Two of Swords, which is interesting because you just had this card in the first spread. Taurus and their ex for November. The Ace of Pentacles. Taurus and their ex for November. The Four of Pentacles. Taurus and their ex for November. The Two of Pentacles. Taurus and their ex for November. The Five of Swords. So this is also a repeat card because it was in the first spread. Taurus and their ex for November. Three of Swords. Taurus and their ex for November. The Seven of Swords. Taurus and their ex. I'm going to show you this card in a minute because this card is sticking out. Taurus and their ex for November. And the Three of Wands. Okay, so pretty eye-opening spread. Let's see what this card is that was kind of sticking out from the deck. And this is the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is telling you to protect yourself. This is being on guard so that you're not hurt again. And, you know, I do see, let me just kind of leave this card here. I do feel like if you try to kind of bring back the past, you could be hurt again. You've got the Three of Swords, which is the breakup card. But also having your heart broken. It's also right next to the Seven of Swords, which is deceit. So let's go ahead and start at the top. You have the Page of Cups, the Two of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. So, I mean, the first thing that I have to kind of show you here is that, I mean, there could be a new beginning. You have the Ace of Pentacles, which is saying, for some of you, again, it's a general reading. There could be a new opportunity for you and for your ex. You also have the Page of Cups here. So the Page of Cups is communication. All the pages represent communication, but this page is speaking from the heart. This page is declaring his love. In this case, because it's an ex, this page is saying, I still care. I still think of you. And there's a possible kind of new beginning here waiting. But it's like, you know, there's nothing. You've got the Two of Swords. Someone is refusing to make a decision. Someone is just not wanting to hear perhaps what is being said. The Two of Swords is someone who is not open to change. Someone who's refusing to take action or make a decision. It does represent stuck energy. So again, there could be communication. There's an opportunity for a new beginning, but someone is kind of not open to that. Let me just show you the second row because this all ties in together. You've got the Four of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords. Now, I mean, the fact that you've got the Five of Swords 2 times, you had it in the first spread, and now we're doing the X spread, and here it is again. I feel like you have to be very careful in trying to kind of, you know, reconnect with an ex because the Five of Swords does represent a very, very bad decision that you'll look back on and you'll think, damn, I should have just let that person go. Why did I bring them back? That is that kind of energy. The Five of Swords is negative energy. It's like the devil. And you actually had the devil in the first spread next to the soulmate card. So for some of you, again, it's a general reading. I really want to stress that it's a general reading. There is some type of negative energy here. You also have the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles does represent things being very unsettled. It could be that for some of you, like you don't see any type of major changes in the month of November with an ex. The Two of Pentacles is kind of everything's up in the air. Everything's unsettled, scattered energy, instability. And then look at this, the Four of Pentacles. Someone refuses to change. And that's what I was telling you with the Two of Swords. It's like someone is saying, no, nope, nope, I'm not changing, or I'm not accepting your apology, or, you know, I don't want to get back together. There's a possible new beginning, but everything's kind of up in the air. At the same time, you're being told, be careful. Be careful, Taurus, because there's a possibility of you regretting all of this and being hurt again. Again, you have right here, right after the Five of Swords, I pulled the Three of Swords, heartache. And I feel because right next to it, you have the Seven of Swords, that you have to be careful. Let me just start with those of you where you're reconnecting with an ex where there was deceit, where there was cheating, because the Seven of Swords does represent someone who lied, someone who's very sneaky and underhanded. It could be maybe that, you know, if you try to bring that back, if you try to go there again, that you're going to be heartbroken. You have the Three of Swords. Your heart is broken again. You also have the Three of Wands over here. So for some of you, this could be a matter of timing. The Three of Wands does represent that perhaps there'll be a better timing to get back together, you know, at a future time. Maybe not in the month of November, maybe December, maybe next year. This is waiting for that perfect opportunity to kind of, you know, bring everything back into balance. Because this is This is scary, I won't lie to you. The Five of Swords 2 times and the Seven of Swords. These are my 2 red flag cards, and they're both here. And this is actually a repeat card, which is pretty eye-opening. And also the Nine of Wands was kind of sticking out. I didn't know what it was, and I turned it over, and this is telling you protect yourself. Again, you don't want to be hurt. Okay, so let me get a few more. Let's see what else comes up for you. What other messages are there for the sign of Taurus as far as their ex for November? We've got the Fool, Taurus and their ex for November. Let's see. You've got Queen of Wands, Taurus and their ex for November, and the Knight of Wands. Okay, so you've got the Queen of Wands, which would be a fire sign. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. So for some of you, this can be your ex. It could also be you if you have a moon or rising and a fire sign. So again, you've got a new beginning here and a new beginning here. So there can be, I'm not telling you that you're not going to get back together with your ex. I just feel like there's a lot of challenging energy. If you go back and watch the first spread, the first 9 cards I pulled from this deck, they're all very challenging. Yet still, there is a new beginning here. I feel like the Fool is telling you, get back together with your ex at your own risk, because that's what the Fool represents. You're taking a giant risk. You're taking a giant leap of faith, trusting your own heart and your own intuition. You know, and I see someone very motivated here. The Knight of Wands this is someone who's very motivated and determined, like, I'm not going to back off. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep trying. Again, like, you want to be careful, because if you keep trying, the next card I pulled after the Three of Swords is heartache. It could be that you're going to keep hurting yourself. Again, this could all be a matter of timing with the Three of Wands. Maybe there's a perfect timing for everything to come together, because I do see 2 new beginnings. Again, I'm not telling you you're not going to get back together, but I just feel like there's a lot of challenging energy for the month of November. Okay, let's get a few more cards. I did want to show you this card that jumped when I was shuffling the confirmation deck, the Seven of Cups, because this card was also in the first spread. I feel like when it comes to your ex, there's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of confusion, and this also has to do with choices. And the main energy, if you go back and watch, the main energy from the first spread was the Seven of Pentacles, which is all about other options. So for some of you, it could be that you're having trouble reconnecting with your ex because there's somebody else. Maybe they've already moved on. Maybe you don't even know about it. Maybe it's something you don't want to hear, because you actually have the Seven of Swords here, which is being in denial, kind of being your own worst enemy. There's just a lot of confusing energy around you and your ex. So let's go ahead and put that back in there. Taurus and their ex for the month of November. Queen of Swords, Taurus and their ex for November. Interesting. Queen of Wands, because we have the Queen of Wands on the other side as well. Taurus and their ex for November. Okay, Two of Swords again. So this is your repeat card. Your Two of Swords again. This is someone that is stuck. There's stuck energy between you and your ex. Remember that you have the Hangman. Here it is. I'm looking at it. The Hangman in the first spread. You're in limbo. A reunion between you and your ex. It's just kind of up in the air. Literally, like right here, the Two of Pentacles. It's repeat cards all over the place. Someone is refusing to make a decision. Maybe, there's been an apology and someone doesn't want to hear it. You have the Queen of Swords, which could be an air sign. This is Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Male or female, sun, moon, or rising. We've also got the Queen of Wands twice. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So this can be your ex as well, or it can be you if you have a moon or rising in a fire sign or an air sign. We've got, again, Two of Swords. There is some type of choice here. The twos represent choices, and you have 3 right here. You've got the Two of Swords. Let's see what's under here. 4 of Pentacles. You've got the Two of Swords 2 times and the Two of Pentacles. The twos represent choices. And I told you the Seven of Cups jumped for you. That card also represents choices. You also have the Seven of Pentacles as the main energy in the first spread. That also represents choices. I feel like there could be some type of choice here. Like maybe your ex, like there is someone else either for you or for your ex, and someone like refuses to choose. Like maybe I love them both. I could not possibly choose. There's that kind of energy. And then you have like 2 people here. You've got an air sign and a fire sign. Like there's 2 people and someone saying I could not choose. I couldn't choose if you put a gun to my head. I could not choose. But at the same time, again, just remember that there's a lot of kind of instability here around an ex. Maybe this is not the right timing. You have the Three of Wands. But still, I see someone kind of refusing to give up here with the Knight of Wands. Again, there are 2 new beginnings, but this could all be a matter of timing. Okay, Taurus, this has been your love reading for November 2019. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you again next month.